Hello, and welcome to Bengal Banter. I'm your host, Cody Crawford. Bengal Banter is produced by college students on the campus of Idaho State University. Today, we will be performing experiments with Dr. Todd Morris in Chemistry Corner. Before we begin, let's take a look inside at Dr. Morris's classes that he's teaching this semester. Here at Idaho State University, inside the Physical Science building, I took a look inside the classes Dr. Todd Morris teaches. Dr. Morris teaches Chemistry 100 for a lecture and Chemistry 111 for a lab. Students seem to be pretty interested in both of his classes. After taking an inside look at Dr. Morris's classes, I would say if you are interested in taking chemistry, take it from Dr. Morris. From inside the Physical Science building here at Idaho State University, I'm Cody Crawford. Okay, now we are back and let's get started with the experiment. What are we going to be doing today, Todd?
Okay, today, as always, on Chemistry Corner, we'll be doing some chemistry experiments that you can actually do at home. And so today specifically, we're going to be looking at how iodine, tincture of iodine, something that you could purchase in the pharmacy section of your local grocery store, usually in much smaller brown bottles, can be used as an indicator of whether or not your food actually has starch in it. So that might be something that you might be interested in if you're on a special diet that needs to limit the amount of starch you might need to contain. Right. So the idea is that we'll do the first couple experiments just to see how this is going to work.
Okay.
We have, in the first watch glass, we have cornstarch, and then in the second watch glass, we should have sugar. Okay. So ideally, we add iodine to our cornstarch, and the cornstarch should give us a positive test, and then the sugar should give us a negative test, just to give us an idea for comparison purposes for the rest of the foods that we're going to test.
Okay.
So we just simply add 1 drop of the iodine. And the iodine is kind of a reddish yellow color initially. So we add that to the cornstarch. And what's happened to the color of the iodine?
It's kind of gotten darkish, not red anymore. I don't know, I'm colorblind, so.
Okay. So definitely not yellow red anymore. Definitely sort of more of a bluish black color.
Yeah.
Much darker than it was before. So that's what we're looking for as a positive test for cornstarch. So certainly starch is going to contain cornstarch contain starch. So for the negative test, we'll add this to sugar because we don't expect sugar to contain any starch. And when I add that reddish orange iodine to the sugar, what's happened?
Didn't change.
Didn't change.
Still the same color.
Still, I just colored my what was white sugar, now it's sort of a yucky brown yellow sugar. So that's our positive test we're looking for, and this is our negative test. This indicates starch in your food, and this color indicates that there's no starch in your food.
Okay.
So now if we move down a little bit, we have flour. So what do we think about flour? Do you think flour contains starch or not?
Yes, definitely.
It definitely contains starch. So as
it looks the same.
Proof of that, if we add a little bit of iodine, if it does contain starch, we should get a positive test.
It did change colors.
Yeah, definitely changed colors. And if we compare it, it's very similar to what we saw with the cornstarch test.
Yeah.
So that was a positive test for starch. Certainly flour contains lots of starch, and therefore any foods like crackers, breads you might consume that contain lots of flour will also give you a positive test for starch.
Okay.
Now we have a couple of vegetables. We have an onion that we've been smelling all day. What do you think about the onion?
I don't know. I would say yes.
Okay, you
definitely.
think, okay, so you think maybe young onion contains starch. So let's see. We add a little bit of the iodine to the onion. And especially sort of where it's not as concentrated, what do we think?
It contains maybe not as much starch.
So maybe, maybe a little starch.
Where you first dropped it, kind of has some in between the layers, I guess, is where there's a lot of starch. It kind of looks like.
Yeah, so that's a good conclusion to draw, that maybe in between the layers there it's darker color, but then on the sort of the rings of the onion, it's more similar to our negative test there.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course, we in Idaho, we have to test our potato. What do we think?
Yes.
Yes, definitely potatoes. So potatoes are, for good or for ill, they're known as very highly starchy foods.
All right. Oh yeah,
So we add the
Definitely.
iodine to the potato, and we get definitely a positive test for
Yeah.
starch, as we expect.
Yeah.
All right, so now the trick question. The last example food is powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar. So think about powdered sugar in light of what we've already done here.
We said it's a trick question, so I'm gonna guess it will be maybe.
Okay.
It will be blue, but it is sugar.
Because before sugar was negative.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with a yes.
Okay, let's see. So we think even though it's sugar, maybe it's different enough from this sugar that would give a positive test.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I probably shouldn't give you that clue. So we add the iodine to it.
Nah. I don't know. There's some
So
kind
it's-
of darker spots in
Yeah,
there.
compare it to this one, which was the yellow-orange on negative test. Probably there are some darker spots, as you said, darker spots in there. So at least part of it is testing positive for starch. And that's
Alright.
actually what we actually expect, because powdered sugar is certainly sugar, but the second ingredient in powdered sugar is cornstarch. So
Alright.
powdered sugar is actually a mixture of those two ingredients that keeps it powdered, keeps the sugar crystals away from each other.
Okay.
So certainly you could do this at home with other foods, but certainly if you add any iodine to that food, once you've observed the color, then please throw it away.
Not
Do
allowed to have
do
any
not consume
starch. You
that.
can do this.
Yes. So our next experiment is we're going to use kind of the same chemistry, very similar chemistry, to determine how much vitamin C is in the foods we consume, the beverages we
Okay.
consume. So especially orange juice, a lot of us consume orange juice for its vitamin C content. Vitamin C is very important to consume.
All right.
So we'll do this sort of same idea. We'll have two different orange juices, and
Getting kind of thirsty.
I'm going to add just a couple drops of starch because we want to see that positive test
Okay.
for starch.
Dropping starch in there.
Just dropping just a solution of starch, or if you have like your spray starch you might have for your laundry in your laundry room,
Okay.
that'll work as well.
All right.
So we're going to give it a mix. And then essentially all we're going to do is going to count how many drops of iodine it takes to turn that same blue color.
Okay.
As you add iodine to something containing vitamin C, the vitamin C reacts with the iodine, consumes it, and makes it colorless products.
Okay.
So the more drops of iodine it takes, the more vitamin C it might contain.
Okay.
So I'm going to do, let me do this one. I can sort of demonstrate it. So we're going to count drops and then
All right.
and then mix each time.
It's 1.
2, 3,
Three.
4,
Oh, that's 4.
5,
5.
6, 7,
7.
8,
8.
9.
9. Oh, it's starting to.
Yeah,
shine.
about 10.
Run
Okay,
down
so
fingers.
it's about 10 drops
All right.
is what it took to turn that sort of that blue color.
Okay.
So now that took 10 drops. Now I'll have you do the same thing with this orange juice. So just as you count drops, just kind of give it a shake with your other hand.
Okay.
So we had 10 drops
I'm
before.
gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Maybe add 2 drops at a time.
Oh, so there's 10.
11, 12. Let's just add 2 drops or so.
Okay. Still going. We're past 10.
Okay.
More towards, I'm going to say that's 15.
Okay.
Starting to
So
change
add about 5
colors a
drops
little
at a
bit.
time. You might need more iodine.
4, 5. There, now it's starting to get a little darker.
So now we're up to 20.
Yeah.
So this would be 25. We need
Maybe.
more.
Yeah.
So add another 5 drops or so.
Holy crap. This orange juice is really good for you guys.
A
Okay,
few more drops.
definitely need
So
more
we're at 30
iodine.
now. So 1 or 2 drops more maybe.
There's 3 more. There we go. Oh, just kidding. There we go.
All right, so how many drops did that take?
I'm going to say about 35.
Okay, about
Pretty close
35
to.
drops. So based upon our quick experiment, we'd say that this orange juice, because it took about over 3 times as many drops
Mm-hmm.
to get the same color as this orange juice must contain about 3 times as much vitamin C
Okay.
as this orange juice.
So drink that orange juice, whichever
and in
one
fact,
that
that's
is.
what's advertise is that this is your regular store brand orange juice. Contains certainly a lot of orange juice, certainly a lot of vitamin C, but sort of a regular amount of vitamin C.
All right, so
Whereas-
not good for you.
Well, certainly is good for you. Whereas this particular orange juice advertised contained three
Name
times as much
brand.
vitamin C.
Okay,
So this is a little bit more expensive, but
not false advertising.
it's not false
if you're
advertising.
wondering.
So it certainly does at least contain at least 3 times as much vitamin C from our experiments.
All right. Is that all we got?
That's all we got.
All right, so you guys learned how to test for starch if you really want to in your food. I guess if you're on a diet that requires no starch. And you know what orange juice to buy now. All right, thanks for joining us. Tune in next time to Bengal Banter.